Good morning. I'm Cassie, this is Annette, and this is Karen, and we've gathered here today to give you some tips and suggestions about how to make the best of our consignment sale.
We would like to just talk about some of the questions that people frequently ask, like what kind of items do we accept at our sale?
One thing that is important is that it's seasonally appropriate. We won't be selling bathing suits at the Christmas sale.
But if you check out on our website, there's a list of descripted items for each season that we would like to have stain-free, wrinkle-free, clean, fresh, whatever's going to sell well.
A frequent question that we get is how do you price your items?
That's something I wondered about too. One of the best ways to sell an item is to put it at 40% of the retail value for what you bought it for.
And does condition affect the price?
Definitely. If you make something look good, it's going to sell quick and well. Wash it, hang it, iron it if you want to, but it will definitely sell better if it looks appealing to the buyer's eye.
Even though the website says how to tag the items, there's often some mistake or some question. So why don't we go over some items and review how's best to tag them?
I think that's a good idea.
That's good.
First, we're going to address how to do items that hang on a hanger. You always want the hook to be facing this way and your item to be hanging on the top of the hanger. Your tag placed to the left with a pin going across, not up and down. And that just helps protect you and keeps your tag with your item. You have your consignor number, your size, a description, and the price. It often helps to pin, especially in the summer, to pin your item to the hanger at the top as well so that it doesn't get pulled off. An item such as this is quite wrinkled, and ironing would help sell that better. Another mistake that we often have are pants hung on the bottom. As you can see, they just kind of flop around. So it's just much better if you take your pins and you pin it up where the top of the shirt would hang. And that way it just prevents the pants from sliding around and often falling off of the hanger. It keeps it more secure. Another question that we often have is when your items are labeled small, medium, large, we would like you to have the small, medium, large on the tag as well as a number so that whenever it's on the floor we know what size it is. So take another article of clothing in your child's closet that's a similar size and you can look at its number and see that it's a size 7/8, so I will put that on there, a large 7/8 for girls. Be sure to put the gender on there and the price. And Cassie, will you remind me about the tag? If you want it to be half off, or if you want it to be donated, or if you want to pick up.
Yes. So here's an example of what the tag should look like, and I'll explain to you what they each mean. The highlighted number, consignor number, means that this item will be picked up by the consignor. This one that is not highlighted will be donated. This is got a clipped corner, which means not half off. The item will not be sold at half off. This item will be sold at half off on half off day. So not clipped item will be sold for $2 the entire sale, and this one with the full tag will be $2 to begin with, but half off on Saturday half off day.
Now we're going to move on to some items that you would bag for the sale.
Okay, we'll start with the book. Here is a book, and you do not necessarily have to put it in the Ziploc bag. I like to, just to protect the book. This is just one book, and I doubled the bag over and put a rubber band around it. You don't have to do it this way, it's just a good suggestion. And then on the back, I've taped the card to the outside. That way, at detagging, it can be easily cut off. This is a Leapfrog books, and since there's loose parts, I've put them all inside of a Ziploc bag, and I've safety clipped the tag to the top so that they can still be easily clipped at detagging. And I've listed the items in case the bag should get torn or broken into and pieces removed. You can, if the tag gets lost, you can easily see what's supposed to be in the bag.
And I noticed that you kept them with your books. That's important. There's been some confusion whether you take the cartridges out or leave them in. But for an item like this, you keep them with the books or the game case in the Ziploc bag.
And this is an item, just a pencil sharpener, but once again, we put it inside of a bag just because the item's kind of difficult to tape the tag to. So there's an extra cost in buying the Ziploc bags, but they're well worth the investment in my opinion. And then I pin the top of the bag down and put the tag on the outside of the bag again. If you have items around your house that your kids have in their toy box that are just a lot of miscellaneous things, but a little girl or boy might like, I've made a little grab bag and put a inexpensive price, and you'll be surprised at what little kid might enjoy something like that. Another item is shoes, and there's been some confusion about that as well. But what we want you to do is to put your shoes in a Ziploc bag, and we want the tag on the inside of the bag, and complete your tag, and then just slip the card on the inside of the bag and place a piece of tape right up here at the top. And then that way at drop-off, at detagging, they can just open the bag and pull the tag out of the bag. This is a pair of shoes that I'm not really sure we should accept. What do you think, Annette?
Well, when I look at the shoe, I see that they're dingy, and I also see that there are some holes along the seams. This is something that I would not take at check-in.
Okay, so quality control would deny.
Correct.
Okay. This is a duvet, and a good way you can bag it in a Ziploc bag, but I've just folded this nicely. That way the person that's buying it can kind of look through it and see if it should be stain free anyway, but a person purchasing it could look at it and see that it's stain free. Put a nice little ribbon around it and attached, put a hole punch and just tied it on there so it's nice and secure. And then the last thing is a large item. How do we tag a large item like a radio, flyer, tricycle?
Well, a lot of times we do have big items, and just make a ticket the same way you do for clothing and book items, but then you want to tape it securely to on the top and the bottom part to hold it securely on there. One thing is oftentimes we'll get large items such as a crib or a twin bed or bunk beds, bouncy seats that you might have wanted to keep disassembled. If you could take a picture of that item assembled and tag that to your box, it's liable to sell a lot more easily because the buyer can see exactly what it's going to look like put together.
Another idea is to, if you have an item and you're questioning how much it costs, go on eBay or Craigslist and do a price comparison and see what those items are being sold for on Craigslist or eBay, and then consider the shipping involved and all that kind of stuff, and then set your price accordingly.
And there were a couple of details about the tag we just wanted to reiterate again. We cannot accept just one line through. If you wish to send it to charity, just be sure to highlight it very well so that we can see it's clear and not that it was an accidental strike through the number. And then also for the price, please do not mark down your price. We don't know whether someone on the floor did it or whether you did it. So to protect yourself, please have it be correct. If you do make a mistake, just make a new card.
Great. We'd like to talk a little bit about drop-off and what to expect when you drop your items off before the sale. First of all, please be on time. There's going to be a lot of people coming every 15 minutes. And so if you can come into the parking lot before you get your items, come right into the building and get checked in. And then you can go back out to your car, and there are some great gentlemen who are willing to help you bring your stuff in. And then you'll have quality control look through your stuff just to see if there's any stains or tears that you miss tagging late at night like I do. And then we'll get you all set and ready to go. Probably about 15 minutes or so it would take.
Mm-hmm.
So another question that we have is what happens at pickup? And it's kind of the same thing. You come to the same location And once again, we ask that you be on time. We have a small window of time that we have volunteers here. Items must be picked up during that designated drop-off time. And unfortunately, we can't hold those items past our drop-off time. We can't hold them till the next day, for example. And we suggest that you bring boxes or bins with you to pick up your items.
Yep, it's a pretty easy process. Cassie, you mentioned volunteering. What's that all about?
Well, volunteering is a big, huge part of the consignment sale, and without volunteers, our sale just wouldn't happen. So, you think that you may not have enough time, but try to find a little bit of time to come up here and volunteer. First of all, it helps us have a successful sale, but also it's a good way to meet friends. I remember I knew you through the preschool, but I didn't get to really know you well until I started working with you guys.
Yep.
So it's a good
really
way to
fun. Yep, it's fun.
When you rub elbows with other moms or grandmas, it's a great way to get to know each other. And also, one thing that I really appreciated is that if you sign up for volunteer hours and you need childcare, we will provide childcare for your child during the volunteer times.
And you get to shop early.
Yes,
if you
definitely. That is the best.
If you meet the minimum requirements for shopping early, you get to shop early.
And then for those of you who really just can't get in here for whatever reason, there are options for signing up to bring snacks to feed the volunteers that are here, and those also can count as volunteer hours. So just check out the guidelines on the website.
Sounds good.
So if there's any other questions, we'd like for you to check out the website. There's a lot of information on our website that doesn't necessarily change, but we do ask you to check back in from time to time because things do change, because we're always trying to tweak the sale and make it better.
So we're looking forward to seeing you at our sale.